the cabin runs over the flyway.
Are Moonwalking with Dawn Daze in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yes, Lord.
We back again.
We have liftoff. Moonwalking with Dawn and Daze on 101 TKO Radio.
Yes, the
exclusive.
Only one.
Yeah. You know the vibes. You know the vibes. We're here.
Man, it feels good to be back. We had a little break last week. Then the week before that, we had the amazing Cashley Banks and some of her crew. There's a whole larger crew of the Always Fly Billionaire. So big shout out to Cashley. Big shout out to all the models that came through. And if you were there live or got to watch it later, seeing some of the drip, that was a drippy Thursday. So It's nice to be back in the building.
It truly is. It truly is. It's a beautiful energy in the air, you know. Juneteenth is we're still celebrating. Yeah. We're still celebrating freedom. It does not stop. And 4th of July, we taking over that holiday too.
Yep.
We celebrating freedom every day of the year.
Any chance we get, we celebrating freedom. Okay.
It's only right. It's only right. Most necessary. So, peace and blessings, everybody. It's great. It's great to be here. It's great to be us. It's great to be myself, and I'm sure Michaela feels the same way. Sure, Dawn feels the same way.
I do.
Indeed. We're here, we're live, and we're ready to share. We're ready to not only present some of the things that have been going on in the world, but also some of the things that have been going on in our personal lives.
Yeah.
And if anyone listening, if you can take any insight from this and apply it to your own life, then that's a true blessing.
And that's all that we can ask for, especially when we show up in this space on a consistent basis. All we ask is that you receive us and that we can all grow and learn together in this space, whether you're tuning in through Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. We see you and we appreciate you.
Yes, indeed.
And as you guys already know, we have our little structure that we like to follow. So, of course, we're going to give you guys a little bit about our adventure time, our adventure of the week. Why we might have been gone for a week as well, you know, this is the conversation. Big shout out to Juneteenth and just, you know, our partnership with this amazing vodka brand. If you're tuning in live, you could see the bottle as we speak. General Orders number 3 vodka. There's still so much more that we're going to talk about, so we'll get more to that later on, but definitely want to just have a moment to show you the bottle, show you the vibes, and just appreciate them and shout them out over these beautiful radio airwaves. So last week, you know, we were celebrating Juneteenth, and in the essence of freedom, you know, we were having some heart-to-heart conversations with ourselves, with each other, and our family, you know. So I think it is a beautiful thing whenever you can live in your authenticity and be real about what you're going through. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in right now. It's big
Anthony
love.
Dante in the building.
Yes. Oh, Anthony Dante.
That summer Soul Fest energy is real. You know what I'm saying?
It.
The summer energy's in the air. Freedom energy in the air. It's clear.
Yeah.
It's clear. We got to continue to show up every day, put in that work. Shout out to all the ancestors that have brought us to exactly where we are.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be possible without all of you. You know what I'm saying? So from the Rock, we already know the vibes. Big freedom energy in the Rock. Frederick Douglass. Again, all the way down the East Coast to the South to the West Coast, man. We talk about Juneteenth.
Uh-oh.
Kendrick went ahead and put on the whole celebration for us.
Yes, he did.
You know what I'm saying? Popped out one time for the one time.
Let's not forget.
Oh, we super lit. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we up.
Dante.
We up. No, that's a fact. But man, you know, like, just to unify a whole coast is dope. I know where I'm from. Ain't no secret. Shout out to the DMV. Shout out to the Rochester Roots. We based in the A right now, but yeah, Cali showed out. The West Coast showed out for sure last week.
Yeah,
so, you know, that energy's still in the air. I know Kendrick's still cooking up. Hey, man, Anthony Dante in the backyard listening to us.
I love those vibes.
Nah, it's a vibe, man. Getting that good sun in. Hopefully, it's not too hot out there. You staying cool. You got a little vibe going, little you Seagrams, you know what I'm saying? Maybe a little la-la in the air. You know the vibes. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So, you already know, you know what I'm saying? Next time you come down here to the A, Gotta come on the show, Anthony, for sure.
Oh, yes,
Anthony
please.
Dante,
Yep.
y'all already know, man. We were listening to some great R&B driving. Then we were listening to some Jodeci this morning. So if y'all don't know, the roots for R&B in Rochester are the realest. Man, if y'all don't got y'all tickets for the Rock Summer Soul Fest, you're tripping.
What you doing?
You know what I'm saying? I don't care where you are on planet Earth. You need to make your way there August 24th.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a real movie.
Summer in the Rock is beautiful. You know, it's a shout out to Hotlanta, shout out to, you know, Houston, shout out to DMV. But summer in Rochester is very, very special. There's certain energy in the air, all the festivals, the weather is just so nice. So yeah, we better see y'all at the festival this year. Not only will Dawn Daze, yours truly, be performing, but we also got Anthony Dante and another great lineup of people, including, of course, Drew Hill and Cisco. So, and shout out to our team that's out there right now for the Jazz Fest, promoting and everything. We got some amazing crew, just amazing people that are making this happen.
Oh, yeah. Man, I mean, so, real quick.
Yeah.
As far as dancing to Not Like Us, for you personally, how much do you believe it when you might say the lyrics surrounding Drake, and basically it's a anthem, kind of calling him out as being inappropriate with young women?
Yeah.
So do you think it's more of a play with Kendrick calling him out, or when you say those things, do you really believe that, like, we got him and
That's a good question.
yeah, you're done being a monster out here?
Honestly, I just find it funny. I wish I could say, like, oh yeah, I got some extra layers here about how I feel about it. But if I'm being completely honest, I think OV-Ho is so funny. When you say OV-Ho, OV-Ho. So I don't even fully connect the fact that we're technically talking about Drake. I just think that the lyrics are very clever. I think that it's funny. I think that he did a great job of just, like, playing into what Drake has always been good at, right? That fine line of, like, hip-hop and I don't want to say corniness, but, you know, being a little camp, being a little funny, being able to poke fun a little bit. And you don't typically see Kendrick doing that. He's had it in different ways, but Not Like Us really stamped it like, yeah, I can tap into this too if I want to. Probably A minor. Like, it's just, I'm sorry. I just think it's funny. So for me, I actually don't have any extra, like, layers and emotional ties when I'm like singing along the lyrics or like listening to the song. I just genuinely find it very entertaining. I just find it entertaining. And then the camaraderie moment when everybody's singing out A minor.
It's wild.
It's just funny, man.
It's wild.
What about you? What about you, Daze?
It's definitely a moment that has me, you know, being critical of myself and just, again, being mindful of how I move. Because you don't want to get in a situation where you're ignoring the truth, you're ignoring the evidence, if you will.
Shout out to everybody on TikTok, seeing some friends.
Oh, that's
tap
vibes.
in.
That's
Appreciate
vibes.
all my friends in the
already.
crew.
But yeah, man, I mean, greatness is greatness. You can't deny it. So when you got to hit, you got to hit.
Yeah.
And as far as I'm concerned, I've been pretty consistent in this stance because I've been inspired by a lot of these guys. There's that phrase of, oh, one day your idols become your rivals. Mm-hmm. And I respect that for what it's worth. In that same regard, it's like, hey, man, I am not with these men on a consistent basis.
Yeah.
I do not walk inside their shoes. I know a lot of other OGs has kind of spoken to it. They're just grateful to see something peaceful occur. The fact that you know what I'm saying, we can have this moment. And I was also just thinking about it recently with Pac and Biggie. They were in their mid-20s, you know, approaching that second half of that decade in their 20s. And, you know, for real, Kendrick just turned 37, you know. Pretty sure Drake's turned 38 this year. Cole turned 39 earlier this year. Shout out to Wale. He's turning 40 later this year. So it's just like all these brothers are a little bit more seasoned too. So even when it comes down to how they handled themselves and the points that they were at in their careers when they had this kind of moment of quote unquote beef, it hits a little bit differently. So seeing them kind of basically go back and forth about who's the better man, and calling each other out where you're not stepping up or showing up in certain ways as a man. So, man, shout out to all the fathers out there. Shout out to all the protectors out there.
Happy Father's Day. Happy belated Father's Day.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Big Father's Day energy in
It's
there,
funny
too.
because you mentioned my dad. When I asked my dad what he thought about the beef, he was like, these ninjas too old for this. Why are they doing this? He's older than them, and he's still looking at them like, you too old to be playing these kind of
Come on
games,
now.
But you can't help the virality of it all and the conversation it sparked and the energy in the air just from knowing that these heavy hitters were beefing, right? It's how it's still going on to a certain extent, not as intensely, but that energy is still felt. Like this pop out event, somebody was saying that it was very strategic for Kendrick. He pretty much was again playing into Drake's game.
Nah.
After what was it? After his beef with Meek Mill, then he had OVO Fest, and like that was his big moment kind of thing. So Kendrick literally using some of his tactics, using Drake's tactics against him in a way.
The saying, all is fair in love and war, right?
Yeah.
Hey, levels on levels. Speaking of, again, Juneteenth, love, war, we got this bottle right here. Do you want to give us a little bit of a background?
I know I was gonna wait until like the next segment to like really give it some time, but if you're tuning in, then I'm gonna give you a little bit of history. So, General Orders number 3 is a vodka brand, a beautiful vodka brand that is dedicated to freedom and liberty. And so, if you don't know, General Orders number 3 is the actual orders that was read to the slaves in Galveston when the official, jubilation moment happened on June 19th,
Jubilee.
1865. So there was a whole 2 years, because if y'all don't know, the Emancipation Proclamation was, sent out by Abraham Lincoln in 1863, right? So there was a whole 2 years when the enslaved people in Texas had no idea they were free. They were literally working, still doing whatever they was doing, down there in Galveston, not even knowing that they were free. So Major General Granger took his whole fleet down to Galveston Bay and was like, look, we got to let these people in the South know that they are free now. So he stepped foot in Galveston and read General Orders number 3. So this vodka brand that we have here with us was not only a dedication to Juneteenth in that moment, but it's also a celebration of Black business. So we've been a part of this company and, had the pleasure of being able to work as their marketing agency back in 2022. And we continue to keep that marketing relationship going as they continue to build. They are not in Georgia yet, but please believe when they're in Georgia, y'all will be the first to know. You can only buy them in stores in the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia area, Texas, of course, and Washington State. However, you can buy the product online, go3vodka.com/buy, to have it shipped directly to you. And if you see me or Daze on the streets, just ask him. We probably got a bottle on us. You never know. And also, big shout out, because this is not only, a Black-owned business, but it's a legacy business for our family. My dad is the investor in it. He's the finance lead for the company. So when we say this is a brand that's rooted in Black business, Black legacy, Black history, we ain't lying, bro. It's the real deal. Dedicated to Juneteenth, dedicated to Black business, dedicated to Black family. So big shout out to GO3. Big shout out to just the whole vibe there and what they're doing, and just the fact that we can say we're a part of it, right? It's a blessing. Definitely a blessing.
Amazing blessing.
Woo!
I guess it's real quick. What's your favorite kind of cocktail?
So let's get into the
vodka.
Let's get into it. Yeah. So GO3 again is a vodka. I'm talking about it but it is a vodka. It is a liquor brand. And I will shout out, I do not like to take shots. I just don't. I don't like them anymore. I used to do them back in college, and I just now my stomach just doesn't agree with it. But if there's any brand that I'm going to take a shot of, it will be GO3, because it is so smooth. It is so smooth. It's so smooth that it can be a little dangerous. Amir's pouring up a shot right now, because we've had moments where we've been sipping on GO3, and you forget it's in the bottle. You forget it's in your cup. You forget it's there. So I say all that to say, my favorite cocktail is actually one of our cocktail recipes that's on that's on GO3's website. Jubilee Punch. It's literally called a Jubilee Punch. It's real fruity. It's got like some pineapples mixed in. I really like that combination. I think you really just can't go wrong when you have a liquor and some pineapple juice.
Okay. So Anthony Dante in the backyard right now. So we got to definitely get you a bottle of GO3 in.
We're gonna have it at
Again,
the
once
festival.
it's in New York, once it's national, you could just go ahead and head to your local liquor store, and again, you vibing out in the summer. Again, it's Juneteenth all year, for real, for real.
Yeah.
Again, we free all year. We not free just on one day. Don't get it twisted. So that cocktail sounds like a beautiful refresher.
Yes, definitely recommend it. Definitely recommend it.
It's lit, man. It's lit, man. We got a great show today. I mean, I'll get into it on the next segment because
Okay.
I can go on. I'm about to take a little sip right here.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. Cheers to that. But just right before we leave into this next break and get y'all some music, I want to read the back of the bottle real quick.
Yes.
So it says, the people of Texas are informed that in accordance with a proclamation from the executive of the United States, all slaves are free by order of Major General Granger.
June 19th, 1865. Printed
Salute.
right on the bottle.
Hey, we forever free. We was free before America gave us our freedom, and it's a lot of levels to our melanated excellence throughout space and time. But shout out to this special moment. Shout out to this special holiday.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Keep it locked, and we keep moonwalking with Dawn Daze on 101 TKO Radio.
Yes, Lord.
What's up, what's up, what's up? We are back moonwalking with Dawn Daze on 101 TKO Radio.
Yes, Lord, I know the vibes.
Whoop, whoop.
Back at it, back at it. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. We are still in that freedom energy, as we said.
Yep.
A little bit of GO3 in the system. General orders number 3. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. 101 TKO
The
Radio.
official spirit of Juneteenth.
Moonwalking with Dawn Daze. Please, please, please get right before you get left.
Shout out to Bunch LA in the building. Shout out to I Am Her in the building.
Yes, indeed.
We see
It's a
y'all. We
blessing to have
appreciate
y'all here
y'all.
with us, man. We are here. We got all these devices, man. Look at us in 2024. Look how far we've come.
We real media out here, y'all.
No, real deal, real deal. It's an amazing thing. It's an amazing thing. We were just having a little bit of a conversation about last week and all the energy in the air. West Coast definitely popped out. Shout out to K-Dot. And,
Big
you know,
moment.
we got to give respect to, you know, Drake and Cole. You know what I'm saying? This moment wouldn't be possible if all of these brothers hadn't been working on their craft. And at the end of the day, as we already know, darkness comes to light. So you got to stay focused, man. Got to stay
Yeah.
focused out here. Got to stay prepared. There's a lot to be learned. Pray a lot of these young brothers out here, pray that we can learn from this situation, grow and elevate. But the summer's active.
Summer's heating up.
People
Summer
talk
too
about,
hot.
what's the song of the summer? If you got to choose one, actually, I'm going to make a poll real quick. What's the song of the summer? Is it Not Like Us or is it Tommy Richmond's $1 Million Baby? Or does it depend?
Dang. $1 Million Baby, I don't know. Was that the song of the spring? I feel like we haven't picked a summer anthem yet. It's like it's almost still to be revealed. You know? You know what I mean? That just
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, but I asked the question for a reason.
Okay.
Because songs of the summer are typically birthed in the spring.
Fair.
understand what I'm saying?
I get that. I agree with you.
So if you don't want to answer the question, just don't answer the question.
No, I'm gonna say $1 Million Baby because I love that song.
I feel that. Let's see what the people think. For me, the song of the summer, because we have to have the context for why is it $1 Million Baby? Is it the song of the summer for selfish reasons, or is it the song of the summer because you think it's legitimately gonna be the most played song? Because last week they played Not Like Us 5-6 times
In a row, and nobody got tired of it.
Right.
You know, I guess it is a little bit for selfish reasons. If I'm being completely honest, it is a little selfish.
I know your vibes.
Because it's hard for me to like officially say a diss song is the song of the summer. You know?
I feel that.
That I think that's kind of where my personal perspective comes from. It's like, dang, even though I do like Not Like Us and I do think it's gonna go up in the clubs, I also feel like it's kind of hard for me to say like a diss song because there's a whole side of the culture that like is not rocking with that song. You know, all the people that go hard for OVO, they're probably like, no, I ain't playing this. I don't want to listen to this song.
Mm-hmm.
Even I know there was a whole moment with like wasn't some of Drake's team like reaching out to people, like even some media heads, like, why are you playing that song on the radio? So that's what makes it a little sensitive for me. And if I'm being completely honest, the reason I was like not sure about $1 Million Baby is because I feel like when it first came out, people were going so hard for it and like really, really, really love that song to the point now where it's like they play it, but does it hit the same it did back in like May? Are people a little annoyed with it now? Do they feel like it's overplayed now? But for me, I actually listen to the lyrics of the song, and that's why I like it so much.
Yeah, I was about to ask you as a musician, what aspects of the song really stand out to you? So
Yeah, it was the production, and I think that they were even saying that his team took a lot of time in the production process. I think he was working with like 3 or 4 different producers to make that song.
that production is wild.
And it shows, it's very unique. Like the moment it hits, and when you what makes it even better for me is like not only is it good, like a good production value and good, overall sound, but the words, like, I ain't never rep a set, baby. I ain't do no wrong. I can clean up good for you. I know right from wrong because I want to make it so badly. I'm $1 Million Baby. Don't at me. I really like that, especially that part. I'm $1 Million Baby. Don't at me. Yeah. Rep my city for so. I could keep going. I really like the lyrics, and I think that was part of why people don't appreciate it as much because they don't know the lyrics to the song.
Yeah, you just educated me a little bit on what's actually being said.
Yeah.
You know, as a listener, you have to definitely be proactive to discover the treasure of a lot of different songs.
Yeah.
So I love that for you. I love that for the culture. I love that for us. You know, I definitely appreciate that song a lot too.
Yeah.
And have certainly picked up on certain gems, but again, like, you have to listen with a certain ear to really digest the lyrics. Did you make out the lyrics just through listening, or did you have to look them up at all?
Listening was first, but then actually when I was posting it on my Instagram story one day, and you know how you can like see when you're posting on your Instagram story, right? Walk with me, y'all. You're posting this on your Instagram story, and then you can select, you know, whether it shows lyrics or it's just a picture of the album cover. So they already had uploaded the lyrics to the song. Mm-hmm. So I saw that, you know, one time when I was uploading it to my Instagram story, and I already kind of knew the lyrics, but then when I saw it in the Instagram story and I kind of just like scrolled for a moment, I was like, dang, he really talking. Like, he's actually giving some really great perspective and like, you know, introducing himself. You could tell it was like his moment of introducing himself to the industry. I'm $1 million baby. Like, I want to be respected as such. And then he, just to go on a quick moment of just shouting him out too, his follow-up song, The Devil Is a Lie, I think is also just really good. It was a strong follow-up. Now he's talking about how enemies and demons and the devil is trying to test him, whether through money, fame, women, and you know, that I think that's my favorite type of music, when it's like you don't have to listen to the lyrics, but if you do, you're gonna get some great gems from it. And that's the kind of music I strive to make. I want you to really move, but I want you to like be educated or be moved emotionally from what I'm saying.
Let's unpack this a little bit. Because as an artist, that first and foremost, much love and respect to Brent Faiyaz. I know Tommy Richmond has been working with Brent and that entire camp. I know Brent has been moving.
He signed to his label, or
essentially Brent has had a independent movement, ISO, and I know they're collaborators for sure. The business, I don't want to speak incorrectly on it.
Okay.
Fact of the matter is, I do know Tommy Richmond was on one of Brent's recent projects, actually Larger Than Life.
Oh.
He was on that joint. I think Upset, that song.
Wow. I did not connect that dot.
Absolutely. So shout out Brent, man. He shut it down in Atlanta. We again had to low-key fend for ourselves, because you know these major festivals, they get hectic, especially once these big artists come on. So sometimes you can barely move. So folks were certainly super excited for Brent Faiyaz at the One Music Fest.
Oh yeah, that was a moment.
Last October, indeed. You know, Kendrick popped out at that joint. Cole came for a little bit during Janet Jackson's set. A lot of great artists. You know, Smino did his thing. So many awesome artists.
Am I tripping? Didn't Kendrick close out the second night?
Yeah, no, Kendrick closed out the festival. Yep.
Yeah.
You know, shout out to Coco Jones.
So
she
good.
did her thing.
She did a great job.
So again, just when it comes down to
Mariah the Scientist,
Queen Danielle Ponder from Rochester.
Big shout out to Danielle.
Who was at One Music Fest. I know she just shut down the Lilac Festival recently. So it's a lot of excellence all across the board. And again, just to focus on Tommy Richmond a little bit, while he was on Brent's project, there was also an element of this song kind of being an introduction for a lot of people to who he is.
Yeah.
So even when I hear you break down the lyrics a little bit, it sounds like he's saying some real stuff. Is he able to say that positive stuff because of the production? And when you talk about the quote unquote industry, it's like, okay, the fine line of how you not only present a great song that connects with the people, but also have it be of moral character and of moral integrity.
Yeah.
So it's a great case study to learn from. It's a great situation to learn from. Obviously, you know, teams and networks are very, very important. But at the end of the day, the quality the quality speaks.
It does, and you're making a good point because I'll be honest, I don't know his music before this point in time. I don't know his songs before Million Dollar Baby, but apparently he's been in the industry and been trying to make a name for himself. Been making a name, no shade, been making a name for himself. But this obviously is a big moment for him. So I don't know what his lyrics and production was like prior to Million Dollar Baby. A part of me feels like this can't be just a one-off thing. I feel like there has to have been something that they've been crafting and working on for a while between the production and the lyrics that finally got him to the point where Million Dollar Baby could pop. Because Lord knows, when you really been going at it for a while, it really is a testament to the 10,000 hours. And I can just hear it in how the song is laid out. It gives, he's been working for a while. We're just all catching up to what he's been doing.
Hey, everybody keep working, man. Keep on working. Keep on working for sure.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on in the world right now.
Yes.
There's always a lot going on in the world, right?
I want to shout out what your question about the song of the summer.
Yeah.
I don't know if I fully got your answer.
Oh, my answer from me. I will say Not Like Us. Primarily because when it's all said and done, I love Million Dollar Baby. That's a great song. But the way that I'm analyzing Song of the Summer, not only is it what's being played outside, but when we look back, what do we remember?
Yeah.
And with DJ Mustard on that production, just the moment that this is, and let's not get it twisted. We have to give
Production is great on that song.
a lot of respect to all these gentlemen that have been working for a decade plus and that have been the soundtracks to many lives. Again, it's beyond the big three. There's so many great names. Again, I'll definitely want to continue to give respect to Wale, man. Shout out to the DMV. Shout out to Big Sean, of course. You know what I'm saying? Spiritually, all the ways that I align with him and his journey with love. We were just talking about Jhené Aiko, before we came back on air, and Logic, even, he's gotten a lot of heat from a lot of different people, but there are some of these guys that have really been able to build large fan bases, some robust discographies, and been doing it for a minute. So a lot of people that are potentially on the OV ho side, again, like, y'all already know the vibes. It's Big NASA, it's infinity and beyond it. My side to the other side, our side to the other side, God's side to the other side, every single time.
Yeah.
But yeah, we on the side of righteousness, and as a competitor, you gotta respect greatness.
Yeah.
If you come out there and maybe you didn't get that win that day, go back in the lab. It's always another opportunity in this lifetime or the next, for real. So
Totally respect that.
all love and respect, but when it just comes down to this moment and how I'm just being humbled to what this is for the culture, like Kendrick having this kind of song that translates in many different environments. And let's not forget, like, there are a number of different tracks that these brothers gave us going back and forth. Again, really putting things on blast, man. Again, it's a lot of layers to all of these tracks, but Not Like Us has that energy to it, where not only can you listen to it and dance to it and vibe to it, we've seen all the dance videos, all the challenges, but on top of that, it's the significance, it's the impact. So
the impact is great and it cannot be denied. The fact that he was able to play it, even me sitting at home watching the Pop Out event and listening to him play the song over and over again, I never got tired of it. I really didn't. I enjoyed the process.
Man, LA was outside.
Yeah, they really were. So
real quick, because we ain't new to this, we true to this. We moonwalking, so we have some memories that we had out in LA.
Aww.
So just a quick little highlight from our trip out in LA. What was one of your favorite parts of, the early stages of us getting to know each other and that trip out there?
I like reminiscing. I think I've told you this before, but like that, there was this one moment when we were just sitting at the pool, our feet in the water, and we were listening to "Everything Is Love." I think before the concert. Was it before? Yeah. And it was just so nice. I'm like, wow, I'm really sitting in LA right now, just
in LA,
just chilling with my feet in the water,
Man, praise
next to this
LA,
man that I told I
Crazy
loved
song.
him earlier this week. So shout out to that moment, sitting in the pool, sitting on our feet in the pool. The other moment of when I said I loved you at the Griffith Observatory. Is it called Griffith or Griffin?
Yeah, Griffith.
Yeah, Griffith
yep.
Observatory.
Shout
Beautiful
out.
moment.
I love you too.
I love you. Love you then, love you now.
Yes, indeed.
And then of course, On the Run too. We Amir got us tickets to see On the Run 2 at the Rose Bowl. And it was close. Like, we had pretty good seats. Oh my gosh, that was a dope moment. Those three definitely highlights. There's so many other moments I can name because you packed. I was there for like 3 days.
Yeah, you came on Thursday, left like Sunday or something?
Yeah. You packed so much in that week.
Shout out.
He really liked me, y'all. He didn't say he didn't say he loved me first. I said it first. But we know what it was. He was showing it with his actions. He definitely was showing how much he loved your girl.
Hey.
Back in 2018.
Shout out to the
So yeah, those are my 3 faves. Those are my 3 fave moments.
Salute. No, I love that.
Yeah. What about you, Boo?
Yeah, from our trip specifically, those awesome highlights. I think I'll also put
Of course, when I met your
spotlight-
mom. Sorry.
Let's go ahead and go to that moment. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? You meet my mama, us being at mama shelter on the rooftop, enjoying a nice meal.
Yeah.
It was a dope opportunity and blessing. So shout out to that. It's just definitely a great vibration out there.
Mm-hmm.
But just like any other city, you got to be very aware.
Yeah.
And, there are dynamics to it. So I think just being able to drive around,
Yeah.
just
Oh, and
having
candy.
different moments. I actually didn't have.
Oh yeah, that wasn't.
didn't have
I wish we
candy
could have
yet.
experienced that. Amir had this super cute candy red, her cherry red Corvette, drop top Corvette. Her name was Candy. She unfortunately was lost in a car accident that we thankfully walked away from completely unharmed. But we lost Candy in the process.
So grateful, so humble.
Love that car. So yeah,
Great
you're right.
car.
You got
Great
Candy
car.
after I left.
Great
So,
car.
but that would have been really cool to experience driving Candy around with you in LA. But we got to experience that all over the East Coast.
Running back, it's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, just a lot of great moments and milestones. I did have the opportunity to see J. Cole out in LA.
Was that at the Rose Bowl?
Only. That was actually at the Forum. I think J. Cole and
That's where Kendrick's
Amigos.
event was? Was that the Forum?
Kendrick's event was at the Forum. I saw Drake and the Migos. They had a tour going on around that time, so I got to see all of them. And yeah, man, so much love to all of these great artists. It's a great thing. It's a great thing, man. Rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle. He actually went to heaven. The month I left LA March 1st, and it was March 31st. Wow, just the poetry. 2019, man. So looking forward to next time we back outside in LA. Salute to everything going on in the culture right now, but unity is the goal. So that's the most important thing.
Yes.
To be able to see that unification. And it's interesting, even with $1 Million Baby, I ain't never represent.
Mm-hmm.
And connecting that to all these brothers from different sets in LA being united through a track like Not Like Us. It's a super cool thing.
Yeah.
So, man, we here. Freedom energy is real. Moonwalking with Dawn Daze on 101 TKO Radio.
Cheer.
Yes, Lord, welcome back. You are Moonwalking with Dawn Daze on 101 TKO Radio.
Woo!
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? You know what I'm saying? You get me?
We back. We
Wow.
back. I love it. I love it.
That's a throwback right there.
No, shout out to Pretty Girl Rock. If you're listening to it live on the 101 TKO Radio app or on the 101 TKO Radio website, then you're doing it right. You know, we appreciate y'all on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, all these different platforms. We are so grateful. But if we're
Absolutely.
keeping it real with y'all, the best way to experience this is definitely through the 101 TKO Radio app. And before you heard our voice, of course, we were jamming out to Pretty Girl Rock, $1 Million Baby. And of course, TGIF. Shout out to Glorilla. And before we took a break, we were talking about the song of the summer. Somewhere between Not Like
I'm
Us,
trying to put a song
$1 Million
up in the mix.
Baby,
I'm trying to
or
have the song of the summer.
that's what I'm trying to say. I'm like,
It's like, nah.
there's a girly
Hey.
who just might have a song for y'all that
Hold
you
on
weren't
now.
expecting.
Hold on now.
But I'm
now.
gonna
We got
leave
some
it at
things.
that.
We got some things on the way.
We've got some things in the
We're
in
gonna
the
talk about that
kitchen.
later. You know what I'm saying? We in medium mode right now.
They're in the crock pot at the moment, simmering. You know what I'm saying? Get the
Yeah.
flavors right, but
Yeah,
be
yeah.
prepared. Be prepared.
Nah, salute.
And
Yes,
of course,
Lord, DJ Dane
yeah.
in the building. What's good, huh?
Hey, what's up? What's up? Love to see the NASA family tap in. Love to see it.
Yes, Lord, all across the board.
And when you're moonwalking with us, you know, we do a little bit of adventure time. We talk about the planet of love. You know, we were kind of using that time to talk a little bit about the song of the summer. What do you love about summer? What do you love about this, you know, Drake and Kendrick dynamic and music in general? And now, of course, we walking on business. Walking on business.
Walking on business every single time. Hey, I mean, we continue to see it here in Atlanta. I'm getting some great beginnings in the air. Much love to
Hey, Mogo!
salute.
Hi, Morgan.
the
That's my
building.
friend.
I love it, man. It's a beautiful
Also,
thing.
NASA family.
Yeah, unity is the name of the game. Unity is the name of the game right now. And we see it in many different ways. We've been connected to a lot of great entrepreneurs out here making it happen, going against the grain. Hey, it's going to be naysayers out there,
Regardless.
but stay true. And it's just so interesting, right? Because before we move into our next topic, just to bring everything full circle with Kendrick Lamar,
Yeah.
I think there's something poetic about how things went down and how this shift in culture has occurred. Because when you kind of poke somebody and you doubt them, and then they show you who they are.
Yeah.
Hey,
So you feel like
Clear.
Drake was poking at Kendrick?
I think that's a understood part of the narrative.
Yeah.
In certain songs, he's like, hey, nah, not this time.
Yeah.
Drop. So all that stuff.
I see what you mean. I thought you were saying like before that moment, but yes, no, he was
But
poking him for sure. Yeah, once it was in beef mode.
It's all the levels,
Yeah,
man. Ego.
after like that dropped.
Ego.
Yeah.
The light and dark to it all. So I'm just grateful that, you know, nobody got, fatally hurt. I know
Yeah.
there was a reported situation that we talked about with a security guard being shot at Drake's estate.
Yeah.
But all across the board, again, peace and unity is what it's all about. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing the Not Like Us video. And again,
yeah.
Drake recognizes greatness. I think I've seen some clips of him dancing to Not Like Us a little bit too, throwing up a couple middle fingers. Because you still got to keep a competitive spirit.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, we got to remember where this all starts. We all love this music thing. We all love this hip hop thing. And we got to continue to move forward and carry it on accordingly. So
Yeah.
that's where, again, you got the balance. You got Not Like Us, but another song of the summer. We talk about $1 Million Baby with Tommy Richmond. And, hey, obviously the ladies going to shut it down every time. So you say Glorilla, you think that's one of the leading ones for you?
I think-
Even though it just dropped?
I think that it has great potential because she was teasing it for a while.
More
That-
so than Yeah Glow? Or is that too
I
much?
loved Yeah Glow, but I don't think it is. We talking summer now. You know, she dropped that back in the spring, which I see what you're saying about summer songs are made in the spring, but there's something about a song that drops at the start of the summer that gives you that vibe. So that's why I'm willing to consider $1 Million Baby,
I feel that.
and I'm willing to consider Not Like Us. But I feel like Yeah Glow was technically, you know, kind of in that space whenever the girlies were beefing a little bit with Lotto and Ice Spice, even though I personally like that song more than TGIF. However, Glorilla was teasing TGIF for a while. She was putting out TikTok clips of just that one part. It's 7 p.m. Friday, 95 degrees. I ain't got no, ain't got me. That little part was going viral for a little
Yeah,
bit.
that's your energy. I know that's right.
That's not my energy.
I
I just
that's
know how to
girl.
channel it.
You better go ahead, girl. You better be outside.
I just know how to channel it. You know what I mean?
I know that's right. Live your best life.
Okay. So that's why I think TGIF has good potential, and the video was like, really lit. That just came out recently.
Nah, that video was hard.
So I feel like it has good potential, but I genuinely feel like there might be a song that we haven't expected that hasn't dropped yet or is getting ready to drop. Like I know Megan is probably coming soon with some big bangers for the summer. I could also see, someone that we're not thinking of, like Flo Milli. She just had her Tiny Desk moment. Could be Mickey LaDawn. We just don't know. Only time will tell, right? Only time will tell. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of where I'm like, I just want to make sure that we're giving the girly pops a chance to have a say in this running of Song of the Summer.
Oh yeah.
Oh, shout out to what's her name? Neela Allin.
Yeah.
Who we found yesterday on YouTube. She's an up and coming creator. I really like her song Booty Braids.
Yeah, we might have to throw that joint.
You might have to throw it in the mix. Yeah. So definitely shout out to her. Look that song up, y'all. All my girls that love protective styles and booty braids. I wish I could remember exactly how it goes right now. But big shout out to her. That was a dope video, dope concept, and she's a creator that definitely is like really been active. So I see myself in her. I think we're around the same age too when I looked it up. She graduated in 2020. I graduated 2019. So big shout out to her. Big shout out to her.
No, major salute. All this music in the air is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Let's be real though. Oftentimes this music is a soundtrack or a escape from real life.
You right.
From some of the very real things going on in the world. So as we continue to talk about entertainment, we gotta ensure that we keep it grounded, keep it balanced, because it's a privilege to be in this space. It's a privilege to go to an event. I know people save up a lot of money to go to see their favorite artists.
Yeah.
Still
waiting on Beyonce.
Absolutely. Again, just to be able to wake up another day. I know we had another passing, another murder in the hip hop community with Julio Fulio. And when it just comes down to any life, every life is precious. So every life should be honored in that same regard when, folks are living a lifestyle where it's tough to navigate whether they honor their own lives or tough to, just kind of give them that credit of say, hey, you're moving in a way where you clearly honor and value your life. So
yeah,
in life and beyond it, we must understand our free will. We must understand the choices that we make and how it all translates. So definitely sending healing energy to Jacksonville, Florida, and just all across the world, man. It's definitely not something that is only happening in the States. The international perspective is very important when it comes down to the culture and the times that we're living in. And, we've seen some, pretty cool content on the internet, seeing different hip-hop communities. I know we just watched the YouTuber Pootie, who ironically, again, Julio Fulio is in some of his outro content. He has his traditional outro where he puts a whole bunch of clips together. And he was recently in Brazil. Pootie was doing the YouTube out there, and they were just talking about the favelas out there and how the music culture, the quote unquote hood culture, how it's different in Brazil. I know you were saying that the way that they handle things, it seems like they have a very community approach. There's not a lot of robberies. Again, if you steal, there's some very severe consequences. Yeah.
I thought that was so interesting because, like you were saying, they're the safest ones. Pootie, for sake of clickbait, said it was the most dangerous favela in Brazil, but to a certain extent, it's dangerous because if you act out of character, there are severe consequences. But there's a certain code that they follow and that they respect about their community, and can't help but kind of feel a type of way about it in my heart of hearts, thinking about the Black community in America and how we used to have that kind of unity. We used to have that kind of bond with each other and protect our community whenever anybody was acting out of character. Shout out to Black Onyx Vodka in the building as well. Great vodka brand too. Salute. Shout out to them.
Yes, Lord.
Of course, the sponsor of the radio station. Much appreciated.
We all black on this lit.
It's lit. So that was very interesting and enlightening to me whenever they were kind of breaking down how the favela system works and how they have, the not that the gangs run it, but the people that are in the high position, the people that are the drug dealers, they're not only drug dealers but they're community leaders. They're looking out for the kids. And when I think about when I hear about Harlem back in the 70s and the 60s before crack came in, that was how it was. The hood was to a certain extent safe for those that resided inside of it and those that followed their rules. So now that's just not the case anymore in America. And I genuinely pray that Brazil can keep their community safe, and they don't have to experience what we went through or are going through in America, where it feels like even the hood that used to be, air quote, the safest for its community members is the most dangerous. So that goes back to Julio Fulio. A bit controversial, but I'm curious about your thoughts, Amir Daze. When it comes to Julio Fulio, some people were saying that, he deserved it. It was a long time coming. Certain things that he was poking the bear, like we were saying earlier. Once you poke the bear, you can't be surprised at what the consequences are. So, what are some of your thoughts with that and just his, his transition?
Yeah, I mean, karma is a real thing. All across the board, I'm gonna be real. Definitely still learning a lot more about the dynamics, and when it comes down to even the time that I put into diving into that, it's a traumatic pattern that we've seen in many different situations. So what's really that different about this story?
Yeah.
And juxtaposition and just putting it side by side to some of these other stories.
Yeah.
And when it comes down to, again, even transitioning this, and I know one of the things in Brazil that was spoken on was how it was really looked down upon to steal and to rob others. Mm-hmm. And I have a real life brother in the fraternity and beyond it as well, you know what I'm saying? So rest in peace to Upscale Crack, a very well known sneaker reseller who was fatally gunned down because they were trying to take what he had. And only 31 years old, so it's again just not.
So it was a robbery.
Yeah.
Wow.
Again, it's not ever easy to see a young life taken too soon, especially when it's somebody that you know and that you shared experiences with.
Yeah.
So, again, rest in paradise to these brothers. I pray that they're able to find peace. I know it's multi-layered because even when you use that phrase RIP and certain people that have tension with others and even disrespect their grave, this spiritual experience is very multifaceted. So I think it's definitely something that you have to be very aware of. I know another thing with Julio Fulio talking about putting your location out there on the internet and being very well aware of that. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So it's a consistent thing we have to respect and be mindful of all across the board, because we live in different times and people are hurting out here, and we already know the phrase, hurt people hurt people. So we're here to heal. And music is medicine. Music is a healing component. Shout out to the Queen Yachty, who had her whole movement, Music is Medicine, the phenomenal queen that is not only a Delta but also a doctor now, a graduate of Howard Medical School. And, just knowing that music is medicine with that movement. She had some shirts that said heal people on it. So that's the movement that we're on. That's the NASA vibration. That's the NASA perspective. And that's what we're aiming to do.
Yep, remembering that noble actions succeed always.
Every single time.
Every time. There's been some, just amazing things going on in the industry and in the world that, it's important that we make sure we highlight and give respect to. Big respect to all of the Black creators right now out in Fashion Week over in Paris. I think that this has been a historic time because, you're seeing more and more people of color be entered into the fashion industry. So want a big shout out to Toby Anigwe, shout out to Pharrell, and anybody else that's out there right now making waves. And also want to give a big shout out to also what's about to be happening in Paris, the Olympics. I think that is also another amazing moment for Sha'Carri Richardson. She's finally getting her chance at that gold medal, Olympic level, since that was taken away from her at the previous Olympics. They didn't let her compete because of the ganja. So it's just cool. I think that there are some full circle moments happening right now, and I think it's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. Beautiful things.
beautiful.
And Simone Biles is coming back too. Not only is Sha'Carri going to be out there, but also Simone Biles, a fellow Spring Texas queen, is going to be there. So big shout out to that. I just think it's all great stuff. The Black Barbie documentary is coming out soon. Another great Black woman moment.
Salute.
Really looking forward to that. I just love it all. I think that this is that time, y'all. Juneteenth and just Black people thriving. People thriving. I think that's what it's ultimately about. Us all getting a chance to thrive together.
Unification. All peoples, all cultures. That is the goal.
Yeah. That's
consistently and perpetually the goal. So with summer, what are some of the things we're looking forward to?
This summer, we actually had a date night at home a couple days ago, and I made a nice little dinner for us: hand mashed potatoes, a kale salad, lemon teriyaki chicken, Hawaiian rolls. It was quite delicious with a glass of wine. Mm-hmm. And we have this card deck that is like conversation starters and questions to ask in a relationship. And one of the questions was, what's something new you'd like to do together in this next month? So I'm looking forward to just being outside, and I don't mean just outside like at clubs and brunch and stuff, which I also very much appreciate, but genuinely like being out in nature. I told Daze that I think it would be cute if we go on like a couples run through a nice nature preserve, or going and waking up and going on a run together. I'm looking forward to getting a chance to go to natural watering holes and spring holes, and going to a pool, just getting some of that time outside. I think it's the Taurus in me, I'm an earth sign, so I like to be in the water. I like to be outside. I like to be enjoying myself, getting a nice tan on my skin. That was why I braided my hair this past week, because I was like, Lord knows I like to be outside. So those are the kind of things I'm looking forward to, being able to just spend some good quality time outside together with friends and family. Great events coming up. We've got some great things with TKO every Thursday, y'all. So after this show, every Thursday, we are out at Tiger. Any upcoming artists, if you're looking to have your music be featured, or if you're looking to take the stage so you can have a stage moment, highly recommend that you tap in with the 101 TKO radio team. Show up at Tiger, get your chance to win. Everybody gets a chance to have their own interview live on the radio, or get their music played on our radio station. So that's something to look forward to. That's happening every Thursday out here in Atlanta.
Tiger.
And of course, our close to the summer, the Rochester Summer Soul Music Festival. I'm always looking forward to that. That's always a vibe. So those are some of the things I'm looking forward to. What about you, Daze?
You hit it all.
I took your thunder.
No, I'm not even about to say too much else. I think it's just enjoying life. I think in hip hop, it's pretty common to say I want to live another 100 summers. I want to, make it to another summer. I want to make it through another summer.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking forward to living and enjoying life, and, just bringing it back to our brother Upscale Crack, who's his name that was given by mama and family, Javier Osorio Mejia. So shout out to the whole family. Shout out to his parents and all the brothers, all the sisters out there that are at a loss for words, that are seeking healing during this time. Yeah. We send love and light. We send so much love and light. Just to talk about how precious life is, and transition a bit after Father's Day, which was, again, a beautiful experience. We could definitely talk about some of those experiences that we had, and just being humbled and so grateful to have my father not only celebrate a Father's Day, but also a birthday on the same day. Mm-hmm. And just to see another Father's Day and birthday again. Health is wealth, y'all. And we always got to be aware, mentally, physically, and spiritually, all of us. So just very grateful and humble for all the divine lessons and mirrors. It's no secret. Our bodies are our temples. And if there's an imbalance, then our body will let us know. So,
Yeah.
with all love to everyone going through everything in their own, personal lives, privacy, certain silent battles that we're fighting, just know that, it's okay. It's okay to seek out help. It's okay to be vulnerable. We want to be mindful of that vulnerability, but it's okay. It's okay. So I think that's one of the beautiful things that was also highlighted and showcased in one of the films that can be considered one of the potential films of the summer. We're definitely going to see how it rocks out, but Bad Boys Ride or Die was definitely a dope moment for us to enjoy together.
Yeah.
And from Martin to Will, it's a spiritual thing. And you just talk about, life imitates art, art imitates life. Full circle. So I'm looking forward to, again, just waking up every day, putting in work, continuing to create, continuing to push forward on all these endeavors that we're blessed to work on. And just keep on building. Much love and special shout out to my little cousin, again, the dance prodigy, Tommy, competing right now at Hershey Park. Shout out to all the family out there supporting him. You know what I'm saying? Tommy the dancer. Big vibes. If you don't know, you won't find out. For sure.
Truly, Tommy kills it, man. He's so good. So good. He has a great team, too. His company, his dance company.
Oh, yeah. And shout out to the mom boss. Shout out to the family. Obviously, mom and
Okay.
pops. Major keys behind it. Yeah, mom boss don't play no games about it. So,
Yeah.
nah. Do y'all things out there. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say break a leg. I know it's a figure of speech, but you know what I'm saying? Break their legs. You dig? With love and respect.
Yes.
But yeah, man, there's a lot of things that are going on. Celtics going to finals. Much love and respect.
Oh, yeah, let's not forget.
Humbled. Definitely rock with that franchise. Definitely when I first started embracing basketball and professional basketball on a new level when I was 13, I was rocking with the Celtics heavy. They had that big three. Considered them one of my first quote-unquote favorite teams. I got to rock with the hometown team, officially Washington Wizards. Love the Atlanta Hawks. We hear, some of the amazing, great players, obviously, from Kyrie to Steph and beyond it, that I personally have a lot of mirrors with. But, the list goes on, man. We love and respect greatness all across the board. One love to Kobe, Mamba Year, LeBron, Mike. The list goes on, man. So much greatness. PG County, Kevin Durant. It's a lot of greatness all around us. NBA draft is going on right now. So congratulations to all those brothers that are able to change their lives right now. We just want to continue to be extra mindful of how everything we do from the micro to the macro connects.
Yeah.
In all industries, in all realms. And that's where we don't want to be neglectful of how we speak to these things and how some of these major companies can fund dangerous endeavors and dangerous dynamics overseas. And it's an election year, so it's a lot of conversation around politics in the air. I know it's a lot of sensitivity, with the Democratic Party. There are a lot of things that, again, we've questioned, and just as a people, the fine line between which party you go with. I know the whole thought process of if you are black, you vote Democrat, but the narrative is continuing to change, and I think it's on every individual to do their research and to utilize their free will and their rights as citizens of this nation.
Yeah.
So stay focused, y'all. Summer's here. Summer too hot. You know what I'm saying? One love to, Sea Breezy. One love to Rihanna, of course. We're not going to ever deny
waiting on
the
that
clear
too.
evidence.
Waiting on that
Oh,
album.
man.
Looking forward to that
Come
album.
on now. Let's continue to heal, man. Music is a healing component. Shout out to Rocky, man. Shout out to the One Love, One Life. All across the board. Shout out to Love Itself. We already know the love stories, man. Clearly, Drake has made himself vulnerable in a number of different ways on these journeys. And that's why we just got to continue to love and appreciate life for what it is. And hold each other accountable, but just continue to wake up and do our best.
Yeah.
Because there's no doubt that, again, summer's a beautiful time of year. I know it's a lot of folks' favorite time of the year. So make sure y'all are out here having fun, enjoying responsibly, staying hydrated, and just, again, standing on divine business, walking on business. That's what it's all about.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Big shout out to not only Bad Boys, but also Inside Out 2. I really look forward to seeing that movie.
Hey.
I'm not sure what other movies are like really considering that big blockbuster level as Bad Boys right now, coming out this summer. There I know some big movies coming, but on that Bad Boys level, it's a pretty big deal.
And that franchise 30 years too.
Wow, that's
The
thick.
first one came out in 95, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to all my 95 babies.
Aw,
Yeah.
shout out to y'all. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was interesting too because when we had watched the movie, there is a point in the movie when Martin Lawrence slaps Will Smith, but I didn't realize that Chris Rock was upset about it. So that's just a funny moment that we can keep on going on and on about. But Lord knows we can keep talking, but we got to pay some bills and take a break real quick.
Lord
so we'll
knows.
be right back. So keep it locked and keep moonwalking with Dawn Daze on 101 TKO Radio. Yeah.
Wake up and
What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome back. Welcome back. You are Moonwalking with Dawn Daze on 101 TKO Radio.
Moonwalking. Again, long live upscale crack. Brother Javier, fellow noob. 31 years old, far too young. Did a lot in 31 years.
That's right.
Just to check out a little bit about his story. Complex wrote an article on him. You know what I'm saying? His name definitely rings bells. Bun B did a special post for him. You know, he helped to bring me into the fraternity in the Philadelphia area. Shout out to Noop Jersey. Shout out to all my noops all across the world, man. Life's too precious. Life's too precious. Come on, y'all. Not over material things. Not over material things. There's freedom. When we talk about Juneteenth, when we talk about the biggest enemy right now is ourselves. It's our fellow brothers, man. We can't make anybody else the excuse. We gotta take responsibility. So much healing all across the world. I know there's so many souls that are hurting or that have been hurt. And for all those injuries that have been fatal, we continue to send healing energy to the villages that are still healing, that are still on the journey of understanding how to carry on with the void of a loved one gone too soon. 31 years old. Every day is precious. Every day is precious, truly, honestly and truly. So when we talk about moonwalking, you know, Michael Jackson celebrated his heavenly birthday, or no, his heaven day when he was called home. His birthday is in August, but June 25th, 2009 was that day that the world stopped. Yeah, and we all
never forget that day, man.
Come on now, and we got to celebrate all of our greats. You know, I know Tavis Smiley, a prominent media great. He actually sat down with Prince to the sun rose the day that Mike passed, and Prince just talked about how much he loved Mike, how much he was inspired by him. He just told stories upon stories to Tavis. So even when it comes down to, again, like this whole Drake and Kendrick dynamic, who's Prince, who's Mike, we know that, again, there so much that these brothers have in common. And when it comes down to who they can really talk to and who really understands their struggles, there's probably not anybody on the planet that understood Mike's struggle like Prince, and there's probably, you know what I'm saying, nobody on the planet that understands, you know, Kendrick's struggle like Drake, and vice versa with all of these brothers, man. So let's continue to honor and appreciate life for what it is. Continue to celebrate life, and be mindful of surrounding ourselves with energy that we're not just tolerating. You know, like, just celebrate every day. Don't just tolerate the day. Celebrate it.
Yes, snaps to that.
You know what I'm saying? Let's keep on moonwalking.
That's
Do your
what,
dance.
You know,
come on now.
That's what Jubilee, Juneteenth, you know, is meant to remind us. Black History Month is meant to remind us. So many other moments throughout the year. And I think it's so important that not only do we celebrate, you know, life on days that society celebrates life, but every day, like Daze is saying, how are we making every day valuable? How are we making every day mean something? So that if you're ever called home, you know that you made the most of the day before. Was it Prince that was saying, like, you know, he was so big about being able to put the music down, and when it was time to go to bed and rest, you know, the only thing that he cared about was, like, why do I feel like that was Prince? Maybe it was somebody else. It was like,
sounds like Prince. Hey,
you know, just making sure that, hey, I have no debts. I have nothing that I need to hide. I have nothing that I, you know, need to make up for. Like, I can go to bed every day rested well. And that just being, like, the way we measure ourselves rather than any other kind of accolades. It's like, was I a good person today? Yes? Okay, let me get my rest. Best. Yeah, did I do my best?
4 agreements.
Yeah. What are the 4 agreements, Daze?
Yes, indeed. Be impeccable with your word. Mm-hmm. Do not take anything personally. Mm-hmm. Do not make any assumptions. Mm-hmm. Always do your best.
Always do your best.
Always do your best.
So powerful. Shout out to Don Miguel Ruiz. Great book. Great series of books he has on, you know, just spiritual concepts. Love it all. I think that that's, really important in this spiritual journey, that you're making time to read literature, because it's one thing to get your own downloads from your own personal experiences and conversations, but it's another when somebody took the extra time to put spiritual knowledge into a book, into something that you can tangibly hold on to. Shout out to The Alchemist and so many other great literature pieces, literary works. And I think that that's just like the key to a lot of this, transcendence. Big shout out to the Quran and the Bible, of course, and every other internationally recognized spiritual texts, but those ones that are made by this beautiful vodka bottle that I have right here with us, General Orders number 3 vodka. Beautiful, beautiful brand. Earlier in the show, we talked a little bit about it, but I'm going to remind everybody because this is our guest today.
This is our guest of the day.
So General Orders number 3 was the actual order that was read whenever the slaves were freed in Galveston, all the way back June 19th, 1865. General Orders number 3 is why we celebrate Juneteenth in the first place. If you don't know, back in 1863, Abraham Lincoln put out the Emancipation Proclamation. Unfortunately, the slaves in the South did not know that the Emancipation Proclamation was set out in 1863. So there was a whole 2 years where the slaves in the South
they didn't have Facebook.
they didn't have Facebook. They didn't have TikTok. Can you imagine what that day would have been like? Hey, my ninjas, we free. We free.
Viral.
That would go hella viral. Well, they didn't have that back then. So the only way that they would be informed is if their masses cared to tell them. And clearly, they wasn't going to tell them that. They were getting all the money they could out of them. So it wasn't until Major General Granger came all the way from the north down to the south, down to Galveston Bay in Texas, not far from Houston, and came on the shores. And this is what he said. It was an official order that he read. The people of Texas are informed, declamation from the Executive of the United States, all slaves are free. It's printed on the bottle in beautiful text. It's General Orders number 3, and it's the reason that we celebrate Jubilee Day, right? Which eventually turned into Juneteenth. So, big shout out to GO3 Vodka, because just the brand and the story alone stands on its own, right? Stands the test of time. It really is about freedom and legacy, and anybody that's seeking that liberty and justice for all. Yep, a way to make it through. So that's just the background of the brand, but let's get into the actual sustenance inside the bottle. We were talking about how sexy this bottle is and let me grab a cup. The design and everything. Texas on the bottle, even the shape of Texas on the bottom. And it says freedom. Bottom.
Unity.
They made a beautiful, beautiful bottle.
Yeah, we gotta get Kendrick a bottle of that joint.
But not only is it an amazing bottle, but it's
Drake
an amazing.
Drake too. Cole too. I got some bottles too.
It's an amazing, amazing vodka. Nice and smooth. This is probably the only liquor that I will willingly take shots of. I don't have a lot of liquors that I'm willing to do that. Shout out to Black Onyx Vodka. I would take a shot of yours because I respect your brand. But Lord knows my shot days without it being mixed are behind me. I more so prefer a nice glass of wine or a nice mixed drink. Do you need a little refill? No, you're good.
She's seasoned now, y'all.
I'm seasoned.
She's seasoned.
If you grew up in Texas, you already know. If you grew up in Texas, you were underage drinking, and it's not something I recommend. So my tolerance for liquor ran out very quickly. By the time I was 21, I'm like, I only want to drink wine now. Not something I wear proudly. I'm just being honest. Don't do that, kids. Wait till you're 21. It's a much better experience that way.
And honestly, all across the board, just when it comes down to engaging with the elements of the universe, there's certain foods, certain teas that can put you in a vibe.
Yeah.
So there's multiple things you can do to get in a vibe. You know what I'm saying? You don't just got it.
You don't have to
shout
rely
out
on
to the
liquor.
youth, man. They teaching us every day. We are the youth too, but it's always levels. Always a new crop.
Yeah, Generation Alpha is on some different ish. Sometimes I like to say I'm Gen Z, but other times I'm like, no.
No, it's levels, man.
Yeah, I'm more so as a lineal.
Extremes. Oh, yeah.
So, big shout out to GO3. When you first kind of take a sniff of it, it's definitely not as strong, or as harsh on the nose as most vodkas or even most, liquors are. When I first smell it, I'm getting that little bit of sweetness. Oh, by the way, y'all, it's a blend of sweet potato, sweet corn, and russet potato. What vibes do you get when you initially take a sniff, Days?
Yeah, definitely. Again, when you speak to the unique aspect of the sweet potato, that smoothness,
Yeah.
it comes across.
Like, I don't mind taking a sniff of this. There's some other vodkas that, like, the moment you take a sniff, I feel like my stomach is, like, immediately curling up. So I don't get that with GO3.
You know, it's alcohol.
Yeah,
But,
it's definitely alcohol.
but the fact of the matter is, it's not incredibly intimidating.
Yeah.
It's not your starter pack vodka.
No, it's definitely not Everclear, that's for sure. And it's ultra premium, so it has that extra thickness to it. You can tell it's high quality. And let's not forget, we haven't mentioned this yet. It is rated as the world's best vodka. It really has that title thanks to USA Spirit Ratings. It was best in class, best in the country, and got the gold award. It was the best rated vodka that they had last year for 2023. So it has the reigning title right now of the world's best vodka. So big shout out to that, and I'll cheers to that. Let's take a little sip for the people.
Freedom.
Freedom. Ooh. Like I said, I don't like shots, but that is so smooth. There's a sweetness to it. Like when I lick my lips after sipping it, I can taste the after effects of the sweetness. It's definitely not as harsh. Definitely still gonna put some hair on your chest. No doubt about that. But there's a sweetness to it. There's that little undertone, a little bit of pepper. For some reason now I'm getting like some pepperiness. Yeah, that's definitely vodka. But I get the sweet potato and I get the corn in it too. And I love that it's the sweet potato, russet potato, and corn mix because it gives that kind of warm layer to the flavor. What about you, Days?
Hey, I'm over here vibing. you in your connoisseur bag right now.
Shout out to Cuzzo in the building. What's up, AJ?
Yes, Lord.
Yes. Thanks. I guess I am kind of in my bag. You know, Lord knows I love a good quality drink. But yeah, we were saying earlier how well it mixes. How do you like to enjoy GO3?
I'm pretty simple. Smooth lemonade or pineapple.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Combination.